kind of hard to do this with these mittens on.
Wait till you have to do this thing. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Is he gonna try to eat some food at the time?
Yep.
You smell bad. You smell bad.
Well, you act bad.
That's fine. Can't go without your cheese sticks for the filming.
I haven't eaten all day. I'm so hungry. I'm famished.
Chipotle is right there. Do you want to eat Chipotle real quick?
No. Let's go. All right, a bad week. You. Half game. The leader.
Christ, that's some weird games up here.
Okay. You pick weird. Turn it on.
Is this like a spooky Halloween edition or something?
Trying to be like,
Oh, you want that?
Oh. Debauchery.
bad Brad eye.
Got two pairs, one pair of Sundays and one pair of regular. And,
Welcome to the club, bud.
Yeah, I'll actually have to wear glasses. When that guy put that lens in front of my eyeball that he thought I could have, it was like,
first time.
he's like, yeah, you borderline would not have been able to pass your eye test at the BFV. And I'm like, Jesus.
There is a stench.
The bear has cracked a diet
A
Coke.
different bear.
We've got 3 bears. Got a little costume theme going for you people. It's Halloween time.
Perfect 4-0 with the bonus bet. Perfect 5-0 for Stoll to take over first
lead.
place, take over the lead, a half game over Casey.
Indianapolis at Houston. I believe this is Big Bear's game in the bear costume for you folks. Houston's at home -6, and the over-under is 46. Big Bear. It's an interesting slate this
Weird
week.
slate. I think we're all starting to pick some games we think we got a beat on, and we'll see. I mean, I went 0-4 last week, but I like this one. Indy at Houston. I watched Indy play a little bit last week, and I was definitely not impressed. I think Houston boat races them here. Might be a scary favorites week, I know. I liked Houston playing Green Bay tough last week, and Indy I was not impressed with. Just only beating the Dolphins by 6. So give me Houston -6.
Favorites have actually been doing very well in the NFL the last couple of weeks.
Are hitting.
Book taking a bit of a beating the last couple weeks.
So
Al, what do you think on this Indy-Houston game?
yeah, Anthony Richardson. What I think is that guy's terrible right now. He can't throw. His completion percentage is down. He's struggling, and Houston's got a good enough defense to keep that pressure on him. I like the under in this game for that reason. I still don't think Houston's clicking on all cylinders either, so I'm going to take the under in this game.
Under 46 for the Owl.
Anthony Richardson's a complete bust. He's better at throwing at people's feet than at their hands. Houston -6.
Yeah, I got to agree with what the Owl's saying about this game. I just don't think Houston's quite clicking on all cylinders where I'm really ready to back the Texans in this game. Certainly not ready to take Indianapolis either, so I got to go to an over and under. And I'm going to go under like Al says. I don't think Houston's quite clicking. Indianapolis, like you guys say, Anthony Richardson.
And their defense is sneaky good.
Yeah,
Indy's defense is not terrible.
Got a bunch of takeaways against the Dolphins over the weekend.
Houston, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
in
at
Houston.
Houston.
Yeah.
That was a morning game. We're going to move to the afternoon, I believe, here, which is Buffalo at Seattle in the good old Pacific Northwest. And I believe this is Twisted Ties game. Buffalo -3, the over-under 47. Twisted Tie.
You announce the game like that. It really fires me up.
Does a good job.
I said it last week. I'm trying to find the teams that have great offenses and just pick them. Seattle last week, I think DK Metcalf got a little banged up. I'm going to go Buffalo -3.
It's an interesting game. I went with Buffalo last week. They got down 10-0 and worried me, but then they just started rolling. And I'm just not ready to back Seattle at this point with Geno Smith looking a little more sackable these days. Good week last week, but I'm going Buffalo -3 on the road.
Yeah, I think Allen takes this one into his bare hands and really takes off with this one. I'm going Buffalo -3. Again, I love the favorites this week. I'm a little scared of this board. I see a trend and where it's heading, but I'm going Buffalo -3.
3 out of 4, folks. Will he do it?
Brad, Josh Allen is his favorite player. Is he going to make it a
circling
consensus?
the wagon.
They've got good wings.
Yeah.
Are we circling it?
We are. We're circling that wagon. We're going Buffalo. Consensus
Oh, a
pick.
consensus pick.
Third one of the year, right? We're 1-1.
We're
1-1, third one of the year.
and White Claws.
And natural limes.
Woo! And this is my game this week. I'm not putting the Lions on the board. All you guys were scared of the Lions. No one backed those Lions last week, baby, but I did. I'm going to go with the Carolina at Denver game this week. I think there's some interesting things to talk about in this game. First of all, I got to say Carolina's got to be in the running for one of the worst teams in football history. Not necessarily this year, but just over the past few years. I mean, they are god-awful. And they got smoked by the Commanders, which was a lock as well last week, even though it wasn't on our board. And now they got to play Denver. Question for you guys when you go along here. Would you take Bo Nix or Brock Purdy right now if you were a GM? I know you're not going to like that question, and you're going to say Brock Purdy, but you're lying to yourself. No. The answer is Bo Nix, and Denver is going to absolutely roll in this game. They've got a very easy schedule lately. They rolled Saints last week, and now they're going to do it again against Carolina. -9, this number's way too low.
I know you're just trying to fire us up. But
No, it's a real question. I think that's a fair question.
I'm pretty sure Bo Nix has more interceptions already than Brock Purdy had in like his first 30 games.
Have you seen Purdy
Brock
play?
Purdy played for a team that has the best receivers and the best team in the league.
But he still
Bo
runs
Nix
out
is
of
playing
the
with a terrible
pocket,
offense.
makes plays. He
That's a
runs
complete
for touchdowns.
That's not a fair statement.
Anyways, one thing you do know is that
heated.
Carolina's a terrible team. I tried to say last week that teams do not get blown out in the NFL, but Carolina got blown out by like 30 in the first half, and I don't see anything changing. I'm taking Denver -9, but Bo Nix over Brock Purdy is a fool statement.
It's not.
In the last 4 games, the Panthers have allowed over 34 points per game in each game, and they've lost each of those games by 10 plus points. And so, but I mean, I think at the end of the day, stats are a lot like a bikini, right? They show you a lot, but they don't show you everything.
Whoa,
And
what
so,
an analogy the
I
Owls
know.
pulled out.
So what I'm going to do is just the eye test, and Carolina Panthers are terrible. And Denver, I know they've been scoring some points, but I'm going to take another under here. I just think the eye test tells me that this game is going to be that one of those just ugly. Let's get it over with. Let's get a low scoring victory and get out of there.
Your stat on how many points Carolina's allowing?
They're in the last 4 games, over 34 points per opponent. So in each of those games.
Jesus.
It's tough to take the under following that statement, but like I said, the
'Cause I
stats
was
show a
gonna
lot, but
take
they
the
don't
under.
show
I
everything.
was already thinking under. There's no way in hell I'm taking a -9 point spread in the NFL. Definitely not with Bo Nix as my quarterback, who's going to be throwing it who knows which way. I'm going to go under with the Owl here.
Shout out Joe Clapper and Matt Bray. Big Broncos fans. I wish I had the ugliest hat in the world Clapper's been rocking around to put on right now.
Bo knows.
Bo knows ball. Final game of the week is going to be the Sunday night football game. This will be Dallas at San Francisco. Owl has put this on the board. The aforementioned Brock Purdy will be in the house with not many receivers. A lot of injuries for the Niners. But they are favored by 4.5 against the down-in-the-dumps Dallas.
Yeah, after last week's game, I ran to the TikTok shop and bought this nice bear sweatshirt. I was feeling down about that game. The Niners were my big bet of the week, and I put them on last week, and I'm going to put them on this week because I cannot allow myself to believe that team is not good enough to win some of these games. That's fine. I'm going to quote Matt Powell: "Run the damn ball."
safety.
The Niners can still run the ball. Okay, that's what you can do. Doesn't matter who's back there. Kyle Shanahan can scheme it up to run the damn ball, and Dallas cannot stop anybody when they run. So run the damn ball, get a damn victory, get on the right side of things. San Francisco to cover.
Wichita.
I actually will not be watching this game.
What?
I will be at the Warriors opener versus the Clippers. No way I would ever take Dallas here. Everybody knows that. 4.5. That sounds like a Niners win by a field goal, even though they don't have a field goal kicker. 47, huh? I'm not going to watch this, so it's going to be a good game. Let's go over.
I think both of these teams are going to have to be desperate in this game. I mean, what do they each have? 2 or 3 wins? And
Purdy's
they're
got to bounce back.
big expectations
Have
at
to.
the beginning of the season. I think both these teams are going to be trying absolutely, because if they lose this game, they're in some trouble, especially Dallas. But even the Niners could be in some trouble if they get, 3-5 if they lose this one? So I think both teams are going to be going hard. It's going to be like a playoff fight out there. So I'm going to go under. I think defense comes to the front when you're talking about a playoff type game. I mean, I'm not saying these teams are playoff teams necessarily, but it's going to be an atmosphere like you got to win this game. So I'm going to go under 47.
I mean, I got to be honest. I'm tired of seeing the Niners on these boards. It's just getting really exhausting seeing this.
Have we won a game with the Niners on the board? Doomed.
So
Week 1.
I don't know. I do tend to agree with Rick Stoller. I think both teams are pretty desperate. I think both offenses are banged up. So I guess I'll roll with an under here. I don't know. We've had Dallas's number the past few years, so I think I like
Kittle
the
always
Niners,
plays
but
well.
of course I'm biased. But
All right, we'll take a break, folks, and come back with our random bets. All right, folks, here we go. We're firing up the random bets. We've still got 3 Bears. It's getting a little sweaty, a little stinky, a little warm up in here. And Al wants to go first here for the random bets. Tell us what you've got.
Well, I'm waiting on, so I know what I'm taking, but I'm just waiting on the odds, kind of like we talked about. So the graphic will show the odds once we get this settled, and I think Tyler's going to like this one. Announced just today, a few hours ago, is the return, the much anticipated return of the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, Jameis Winston. I'm taking Jameis Winston over 1.5 tutty throws, and I'm sure I'm going to get just a little bit on the plus side for that. You cannot spell Winston without wins, baby.
I wanted to go Jameis Winston over 1.5 interceptions.
They're playing the Ravens at home.
also, can we
Ravens
just say
at Browns.
that is very possible that he has over. I'm going to parlay that he has over.
No,
1.5
we were talking. That's what we were
And
actually
2
talking
touchdowns
about.
and 2
We
interceptions.
love both.
Woo! I'm going to go to, got to talk about the Lions at some point this week. So I'm going to go to the Lions. They're playing the Titans in Detroit. I think it's going to be a big offensive day for my Lions. So it's just kind of figuring out which guy they're going to give it to. Gibbs had a big week last week. Montgomery had that fumble. I think they're going to start favoring Gibbs a little bit. So I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs over yards. Al will figure out those numbers for me. It worked out last week on Bijan. He hit it in the first half. Easy winning.
Out 2 games.
Actually, you know what? Who's the Falcons playing?
Ooh,
Oh, he's
the Birds.
Dirty Birds. Uh-oh.
This is a rematch of the game that Kirk Cousins threw 500 and something yards.
Ooh.
I'm gonna
It's
take
Falcons at Bucks.
I'm gonna take Kirk Cousins under whatever his yards are for the game. We're going under.
So Cousins
Where
under
did that come from? How did
yards.
that? What did it, what
He's
made
just
you think
yin
of
and
that?
the yang sometimes. You just got to throw it out there. I like it.
Actually, where are the Falcons playing? They're in Carolina. Hit me with an under.
By the way, the Dirty Birds were dirty birdieing it worse than ever against the Seahawks the other day.
That was, yeah, they did not look good. Case, end it.
Wet.
Back to my
Hurry up.
Thursday night special.
Great.
I love the
Yes,
Thursday
we need to
night
get
special.
these random bets posted.
Vikings have a good secondary. They got a good defense. Okay, Matt Stafford has thrown 4 picks. 4 of the 7 games he's thrown a pick. I'm taking over half an interception, minus 105. Matthew Stafford gonna be behind. Gonna be throwing the rock a lot. He's gonna throw a pick. I love it.
Can you believe we're in the part of the season where teams are already playing teams they've already played?
I like that part.
Who are the Commanders playing? I want the Bijan Robinson over. Like, what are you? Where are you? What?
Guy knows.
Vision.
He hates the Birds. He hates Mahomes. I like
I
it.
thought I missed something, and then I'm like, no, that was just out of the blue.
No, you got it.
Sometimes you just got Kirk Cousins on the brain.
I was thinking of him going.
Oh, swag surfing.
If Jaden Daniels plays, the game of the week is
Sir.
Bears Commanders.
God.
Shout out Dr. Bissick. Bears
Blake.
Commanders.
Bissick. Is that an eye guy?
My